Gone.
Oh, where'd Cody go?
Yeah, anybody seen Cody?
Cody's right here. Right here.
Did my computer update and didn't even know it?
Why?
Maybe.
Well, generally we're all... Yeah, now I'm, like, in the bottom corner.
Well, it's supposed to be. You're supposed to be down in the bottom corner, and then us fools are supposed to be up here where you can, like, look at Joe's magnificent mane of hair.
There's right?
I don't want to look at that.
I kind of wish I wasn't down in the little corner there.
So you can see yourself better?
And just stare at myself for the whole entire podcast.
Did some just drop out of there?
What? I see that.
Yeah, it's the Suburban Press one, or Subterranean Press one.
Subterranean Press, yeah.
It comes with, they updated it. Comes with a art print now.
Yeah.
Because there was a delay on it. And then, you know.
They went back up for sale a week or so ago,
Yeah.
I think. I thought about buying it, but nah. Nice.
Little signy sign.
Pretty awesome.
Yeah. That's really
How many prints?
What's up?
Is there a certain number of prints?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 1,750, I believe.
Something like that.
Yeah, it's a weird number, but it's got some cool, because they do a piece of art for every story.
Mm-hmm.
They're all pretty spooky. Pretty cool. Pretty cool.
Yes, it is.
Ow.
Ow, he says.
Oh, and I guess I didn't notice this last time. It has a new story by Joe in it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, well, I was going to get it anyway, so might as well get one with an extra story in it. Speaking of stories, you guys read anything good the last few days?
No. Not at all.
Okay. We get a...
A lot of politics.
Yeah, no shit.
Politics.
We get Godzilla versus King Kong, or the Godzilla versus Kong, right? I guess. We get that trailer on Sunday.
Cool.
Denzel's movie drops this month.
Drops on next Friday, the 29th.
Looks pretty good.
Yeah, I want to see that one.
I like Jared Leto, so I'm definitely in.
Yeah, he looks real creepy in that too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He does creepy really well with the long hair and skinny.
Yeah. He looks real skinny and gross in this. I guess he filmed this and Morbius around the same time, huh? That makes sense. Well, it'd have to, I mean, because in part of Morbius, he gets all ripped up, so he can't do, gross and emaciated for one and not the other. So, I mean, probably shot this one maybe first, maybe second, so he looked all strung out and gross because he's supposed to be sick in Morbius and has to get all buffed up and ripped up and all stuff. So we'll see.
All right.
A lot of delays announced today. Did you see that?
Nope.
So Uncharted movie got pushed back to 2022.
Ouch.
Ghostbusters Aftermath got delayed till the fall of this year.
Okay.
No Time to Die got delayed until October. So it went from May, I think, to October.
Is that movie ever going to come out?
I mean, maybe shrugs.
3, 4?
I mean, this is going to be number 2, maybe 3.
They delayed it twice last year for sure.
Yeah, okay, so this is probably the third time. So that's fun. There's something else I saw that got pushed back too. I don't remember what it was.
There wasn't there? I actually do remember reading something got pushed back again.
What the hell was it? I think I read it yesterday.
It was the Black Widow movie.
Black Widow movie. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're trying their
they were
hardest.
done with.
Ghostbusters also.
Oh, well, you said that already.
Did you?
Yeah.
I missed that. Sorry.
Boom.
So yeah.
I did read that apparently the Reitman's kid showed Reitman the a almost finished draft of the movie and made him cry.
Yep.
So it must be that good.
Nice.
Hopefully it's a good cry.
Right?
Good tears night, not the oh my god, what have you fucking done?
Oh my god, my kid ruined this thing.
Yeah. What the fuck?
I didn't think it'd
I
get
raised
worse.
you right.
Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, I saw that article and I was like, I hope that's good, because I didn't read the whole thing, but the part the heading of it was like makes father cry. After I was like, that could be taken two ways.
Right.
Don't like that.
And one of them not good at all.
I'm pretty sure it was good. Pretty sure it was good tears.
Yeah, hopefully. I don't think they would have announced it if it wasn't. Imagine he hated it. He's like, well, my dad said it was trash, so here you go. It was so bad he cried. Oh no. Oh the Black Widow one hasn't been officially announced yet. It's expected to be delayed again. It says here.
Oh, I thought the thing I saw definitively said that it was being pushed back.
I don't see anything. I don't see an update on it, but I mean that's.
But again, like I said, I literally thought that thing was finished last year.
It was because it's supposed to be out.
Yeah,
I think they're worried about the not having screens to put it on and people going out to see it because all the mandates coming out. With
you could literally put that on Disney Plus.
You could. I mean, I agree.
And probably get a shit ton of subscriptions up just based off that.
I'm not saying they should do what Warner did and do everything, but I mean that one. I mean, at this point,
have something ready to go.
Yeah, man.
Why push it off even further?
I don't know. I mean, they may be testing the waters too and pushing it back to see if it's a viable thing. Where does Warner strike gold with this whole simultaneous release window of theaters and digital? Because we've only had one of them so far.
And that didn't. Well, I actually don't know how well that did, but
apparently it did pretty well. But it wasn't. I don't think it's the draw, and I don't think. I mean, a couple of those movies, I don't think are going to be we got to subscribe to HBO Max to see this, But
that's true.
What's weird to me, I was saying this to Paige, and I think I said it to Mike too, is we're living in an age where we're about to see a Denzel Washington movie on the streaming service, for the first time. Not 6-8 months after it came out, as it releases
immediately.
Yeah, that's weird to me.
Yeah,
awesome.
And that movie isn't some weird thing he did. It has Jared Leto and it has Rami Malek in it. All three of those are Academy Award winners. So
3 A-listers.
You know what I mean?
Budget.
Damn, I say. Yeah, pretty interesting. Did you guys watch that teaser thing that Mike sent, the HBO one?
I did not.
No.
Basically, it's like a sizzle reel for all the movies, because obviously we're in that time frame, because the first one of the new year is about to come out on the 29th, which is all the small things, all the little things, not the Blink-182 song, the other one.
That's all the small things.
Yeah,
all
the little things is the Denzel Washington movie we're speaking of. Yeah, so that's going to be the first one, and I'm wondering. Obviously, a movie like that would have never drawn mega bucks at the movie theaters. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It would have been a bigger pull for more of the older audience, but I don't think it's a whole bunch of
I don't know. Denzel Washington tends to draw no matter what.
Well, yeah, he does. I'm just saying it's not going to be a spectacle movie like.
It's not going to be a blockbuster.
That's what I'm saying. It's not going to be this massive thing. They're not expecting it to break records. But I mean, it's interesting to see that, and then I guess that's obviously the first real release in the test of, hey, is this going to be a viable thing for us in this weird future we're in right now? Because there's not a whole lot of anything about that movie. Like, I heard about it. I didn't remember the title of it, but I heard about that movie, like having those three people in it. But it kind of came out of nowhere. I remember we were going to this list a couple weeks ago, and we were like, "What is all the little things?" And then like I looked it up the next day or something. And I was like, "Oh, that has a lot of big people in it," and it's just casually on that list of things. We haven't seen anything from it. We haven't heard anything about it, and then boom, it's on this list. And I was like, "Okay, that's interesting. Just weird to see, but it'll be interesting to see if we get any." Real big, like, oh, look how big it did on streaming. Because, like, I was telling Mike this yesterday, I think, when we were hanging out. The Office is the number one streaming, like, thing on the internet right now.
Yeah.
And
it just got pulled from Netflix.
It got pulled from Netflix. It's on Peacock, obviously. And it's, they said that it has been streamed more now on Peacock than it had on Netflix.
It's saying a lot.
Interesting.
You know, man, like, that's like...
Not even a lot of people have Peacock.
Well, because the thing is, and this is the thing that the article pointed out later in it, it's the first 2 seasons are free on the free version of Peacock. You know what I mean? So, like, you get the first 2, so like, that's a lot. I think it's more of like hey, they want to try some of this? Here's 2 seasons. Arguably, this first season... Well, not arguably. The first season of The Office is terrible. Even hardcore fans will tell you it is rough. It is very close to unfunny. It wasn't until season 2 they really got a hold of what they were doing with it, so that's where it got good. So it's interesting to see, like, hey, here it is, and let's hope you subscribe to the paid version. I mean, it's not that expensive for the paid version. I think it's like $7 or something like that. But they even threw on extras that weren't even on like Blu-rays and DVDs, I guess. So that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
What else did I see this week? Predators coming to Fortnite. Saved by the Bell's Dustin Diamond has stage 4 small cell cancer of some sort. I can't remember what it was. In that article.
I can't remember either.
The headline of that article is cut off, and I don't want to click on it.
Sucks.
Yeah, it super sucks, because I think they said that's something similar to what Trebek had. But maybe it's because it's just stage 4. I don't know if it's the same kind of cancer, but stage 4 is terminal anyways.
Yeah.
There's something else that I was gonna say too. Video game nonsense. Have you guys watched there's a new trailer for Superman and Lois, by the way. A real one this time.
Nah.
That gives you an idea of what it's about. But they're doing they call it a 2-hour premiere. It's an hour and a half long premiere, because it's essentially probably the first 2 episodes edited into one long feature. But what I was going to say is when you look at this trailer, obviously the first one I showed you guys a couple weeks ago was just weirdly trash. But in this one, like, they talk about they have kids. They have 2 kids, and I think they're like they have to be adopted kids, because like they don't seem to have powers, but like he shows that he's Superman to them. I don't know. The trailer was weird, but what I was gonna say is when you watch this trailer, you realize this is actually shot a lot better than like Arrow was and like the Flash is, because this is actually shot. What looks to me actually shot outside on a real on real land, not like a farm, like not like a studio.
I did watch the little, and it looked awful.
Yeah, the one that has all the flashes of light and shit.
Yeah,
pass. Yeah, horrible, right? You watch this new one, and it actually looks a little better. But I was like, I still don't know if I care enough to watch it again. Anyways, I thought it was interesting that was a trailer came out for that. What else is going on, fellas? Oh, Netflix purchased that animated movie about the robots uprising, about the family on vacation. Remember that one I showed you guys a couple months ago? Then it was called Reconnected or Disconnected or something like that. And in the trailer, like there's this, they keep getting the dad keeps getting licked by the pug dog.
Yeah, I remember.
I guess they changed the title of it to called The Mitchells versus the Machines. But Netflix just bought it. So that one's probably not going to theaters.
Paramount refused to sell Top Gun 2 to streaming services.
Yep.
I guess my question is, does anyone really have much of an idea of the impact, negative or positive, of not going box office and going streaming or some version of streaming first? Not
really. I mean, Wonder Woman gave a little bit, but it still did good in other parts of the world, just not as much in our neck of the woods.
Yeah, but it wasn't very good. Like, rewatchability is a thing.
Yeah, for sure. But it's and we were like what I was saying earlier, is like this, the Denzel Washington movie is probably one of the biggest tests right now, because they can probably gauge roughly how much money that would have made just in theaters because of the crowds that would go to it normally. Because they're smart and done their math. But it'll be interesting to see how much of an impact it has when it comes out for the people who already have HBO Max, and the word of mouth and like positive review to make people want to subscribe to watch it versus going to a theater to watch it.
Right.
Because again, in certain parts of the country, it's going to be impossible for people to go to see it in the theater because there just isn't theaters. For example, where Paige's parents live, the closest movie theater is an hour and a half away, and it's closed, and it may be closed forever.
Well, if it's an hour and a half away, I mean, it's a small town.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, and it feeds 3 different small towns. So, like, that's the kind of thing, is like, this will be a real weird thing to see if this type of movie draws people in. But the difference between going to, say the 4 of us, right? So you, me, and maybe Mike. Okay. We were to go see this movie together, right? The 4 of us. That cost of us 4 going, each would cost us anywhere from $12 to $15, right?
Right.
At the most, at the high end, if we go see it in like a Cine One, I doubt that would be a Cine One. Maybe it might be, but something like that, right? So that right there, that's garnering $60. Or one of us could if say we didn't have HBO Max, right? One of us could pony up the $5.99, $6.99, $8.99, whatever HBO Max is, for the 1 month for us to watch this movie and go at someone's house. Or if you're, frozen in your home somewhere in the middle to east of the country and you can't go out to movie theaters anyways, as long as your power internet stay up, you could watch it at home with your family. Again, I don't think this is a family draw movie. I could be wrong, but a murder mysteries, which I think it's rated R, probably usually isn't the draw for families unless their kids are older type family. And even then, I don't think it's a draw for those ones. But it'd be interesting to see, because like that's a viable option. Because instead of spending that $60, we would spend $8 or $9, and we would all be able to watch it. And we're lucky enough because all of us have some kind of large TV we could watch it on. We could pile over to Joe's abode and watch it on his big old curved TV and listen to his how many speakers now? 9?
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. 7 and 2 subs.
Yeah, 7.2.
7 and 2 subs because one's not enough.
Never. Trust me. Yeah. So I mean, that's an interesting just way to look at it. Is, and again, I don't know if this is gonna work out for them. It may not at all work out for them at all. It may not be a big enough draw. Which, I mean, that's one movie. They're not. I guarantee they weren't planning on that one being we're showing you how good the rest of these are going to be because of this Denzel Washington
That's not gonna
fucking
be the benchmark.
movie. Yeah, exactly. It's going to be when we get to one of those bigger, what potentially would have been a blockbuster movie, like, for example, I don't think it's going to be, but something like Mortal Kombat, where they're probably betting on it being a very large movie, even though I think it's rated R, so it's not like maybe they'd be lucky if they made Deadpool 1 money. Mm-hmm. But if they made Deadpool 2 money, then they'd be like, well, maybe putting it in theaters wasn't, putting it only in theaters is probably the better idea, but I doubt we're going to have a lot of that. But things like the Godzilla versus Kong, that's something that's, especially with the success of King of All Monsters, that would normally be a huge draw to it. I mean, I'm not even talking about like Dune at the end of the year, but like we're talking like, halfway through this year, we're going to get something that should have been a huge draw in movie theaters for, at that point, families. Like I was saying, like that's going to be one that you would bring a family to because it is a spectacle movie. And to your point with Top Gun 2, like that's kind of a movie I would want to see in theaters. You know what I mean? Because I doubt it's a plot heavy
sound experience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just one of those things where like it's something you're like seeing Tenet on the big screen.
I was happy that we did.
Yeah, like that's one of those things where like, and I think Joe even said it, like that's the kind of movie you need to experience in theaters because it's made for that. And if you watch that for the first time at home,
you'll lose something.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't have the same impact that you would when we all saw it and we're like, visually this movie's tremendous, but also what the fuck did we just watch? You know, and seeing like I couldn't imagine seeing Top Gun like for the first time on VHS at home. You know what I mean? Like that's something like
that would have been awful.
You had to see that shit in theaters because it's bigger than life, and that's exactly what like Godzilla is. And it's weird to think that again we're going to see something that's really should never be on the small screen first on the small screen before when we can still go see it in theaters. But like I can't imagine wanting to not see it in theaters that way. Right. Of course, not getting COVID would be nice too, so we'll see.
Very.
We'll do that.
But anyhow, I think that's an interesting world we're currently buzzing around in.
Right. So I'm reading a headline. Disney's Raya and the Last Dragon originally had an R-rated style of violence.
Yeah.
I don't know that I would even know what that would look like for Disney.
I think it's because of the, like, I doubt it has blood. I mean, it may. I mean, I can't imagine. I mean, probably, like, cartoonish blood, but, like, maybe probably it's, like just the amount of violence they have because there's a lot of, because it's all about swords and shit. So, like, people
it says broken bones and stuff.
Yeah, see, I was going to say, like, hitting someone with a sword and breaking something.
That's strange. I mean, clearly, I think all of us on this show would be very happy with broken bones and stuff.
Yeah. It all depends, though, because, like, well, not for us, but, I mean, like, do they show it in a grotesque way? Like, you see an arm dangling, and there's, a bone, not protruding out, but, like, visibly a bone broken, or is it, like, cartoonish and, like, someone just can't stand on their leg or like hold a sword properly type thing, But like it's weird to say like if it's just cartoon violence that got a rated R is like wow, it's must be pretty graphic, I guess.
Guess it has to be.
I don't know, it's weird. That movie looks dope though.
So remember the question that I asked in our text? Who wins Kong versus Godzilla?
Yeah.
And you guys said probably neither?
Yeah.
Godzilla versus Kong poster promises one monster will win.
Yeah.
So somebody gonna die, I think. Well, maybe not die. But I guess one can hope.
Yeah.
If one of them had to die, you choosing?
Kong.
Oh.
I would say Kong as well.
Yeah, I mean Kong's only on his island, on his one little island. I mean,
well, not anymore.
Well, what I'm saying is like
doesn't have as many powers as Godzilla does.
It's true. He's just a big monkey.
Godzilla really only has one power though.
Strength.
Yeah, but he's got a bigger upper hand. You can friggin' see a giant monkey.
Yeah, they burn.
With your breath.
Like he blew the moth head off, and he's like, "Nah, I'm good."
And he was just holding it.
Yeah, he's like, "It's gross," and he drops it and then goes, "I'm gonna go take a nap."
I mean, he's Godzilla's T-Rex, so it's not like he's got arm strength so much. I mean, he clearly got hot breath, but I mean, Kong is big as fuck, like Godzilla, strong as shit, got teeth. Hands, you rip that octopus thing and then ate it because that was gross.
Yeah,
The whole island. Yeah, that was awful. And I don't know. Like Kong seems to take one hell of a lick. And not saying that Godzilla doesn't, but Kong takes a beating. Like you see all the scars on Kong, versus what you see on Godzilla. And Kong just keeps getting up.
And Kong isn't as big as he's going to be either. When we saw him in the last movie, clearly he got bigger because when you see him next to Godzilla, like, oh, that's a big monkey. I see what you did there.
His only saving grace, because I know in the movie they hinted at the fact that his parents were larger than him.
Yeah, they showed the skulls.
He still has some room to grow,
and that was also
how fast he grows.
He's an adolescent.
It was set in the 70s, right?
What, Skull Island?
Yeah, Kong Skull Island was something like that.
Yeah, it must have been 70s because it was Vietnam era.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So like the 70s. So I mean that's like, good 40, 50 years time, and we don't even know how old he is or how old he is, but obviously we saw the skulls of his parents and we're like, oh, so this little wee one is going to outgrow this island pretty quickly is what you're trying to tell me. And now he has a taste for those worm things, so he's like, I'm going to fuck him up.
He did fuck them worm things up. They packed a punch though.
Yeah, they did. They ain't no pushovers. I ain't saying that.
Yeah.
You guys see the trailer for Nobody, the Bob Odenkirk?
Oh my
movie?
God, I laughed so hard at that movie or that trailer.
You laughed at it? I mean,
Yeah.
it was it was pretty funny in the aspect of the gun violence.
Yeah, not like
it was very John Wicky.
Yeah, not that it was like humorous. I was laughing at Bob Odenkirk being into something serious. I was like, oh my God, what is happening right now?
Right.
It seems interesting
I can't
though.
lie. I want to see it.
Oh yeah, me too, for sure. Because it's one of those things where it's like he's not really.
He's not playing a character that you are used to him playing.
Yeah. Because even like Call Saul. Call Saul.
He's more of a coward in that.
Yeah,
he's
more. Yeah, he's more of a like he gets in situations, but it's not him shooting his way out. You know what I mean? So it's interesting to see. But it kind of plays to like Mike's thing where he wants to see a comedic actor take on a different type of role, and this looks like it. I mean, I know he's excited about it too because he watched the trailer and he even sent it to us at one point, and I was like, oh shit, yeah, no, it's kind of his thing. He wants that comedic actor in a different type of role, and that would definitely be a different take, I would think, for Bob Odenkirk.
Definitely. I do like in the trailer how they play him off as just a mild-mannered guy that just caught up in something weird.
Yep.
And then they slowly show that, no, he's just trying. He was an ex-assassin or hitman or something like that who's just wanted to retire.
Yeah, because it's funny because he's like, obviously the name Nobody is like he's a nobody. And I thought that's what it was. Like he's just this dude that like kind of got thrust into it and like just happened to be good at killing people. But then when you watch it, you're like, oh, he is that guy. He is the guy who's going to murder everybody but doesn't want to anymore.
I seriously thought for a split second that if this was some sort of John Wick spin-off movie.
Yeah.
Because I think it was like an executive producer or something like that. They were like from the executive producer of John Wick. And I was like, oh shit. And then just the way it played out, I was like, is this in the John Wick universe? Then I realized it's two different movie studios, so no, it wouldn't be. But it would have been dope.
Would have been pretty rad. Not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Pretty fucking cool.
Show us more of that universe.
Yeah, and all of a sudden, like, in John Wick Chapter 4, fucking Bob Odenkirk character comes to his rescue. You're like, oh shit, now they're murdering people in tandem.
Right.
Speaking of which, they could easily, I mean, and they probably will, but what was it? Was it Jada Pinkett's character in that universe that is wide open for almost anything?
Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, because all we know is she has a daughter somewhere.
Yeah.
I can give her her own movie. I don't care. Her and those dogs is fucking people up. But they kill one of them dogs, I'll never go back and see one of those movies again.
Right?
Motherfuckers. I still haven't got forgiven Riddick for that shit.
Oh, man, that was a brutal one, too.
Right?
Monsters.
Oh, man. Don't want to talk about it. Move on.
I promised myself I wouldn't cry on air. Oh, yeah. Did you see the Division 2 is getting Resident Evil content?
No.
Yeah.
Content.
So they announced, because they announced that new the Resident Evil game, Village, which I think is game 8, right?
It'd be 8, yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember the number. I was trying to look in the name, because they spelled it out in the, then I was like, Village. Yeah, that's 3. But, yeah, I guess they're doing, where'd it go? Apparel event. Oh, yeah, here it is. So apparel event includes outfits, weapon skins, and other rewards inspired by Resident Evil series. So, like, they have a little thing on their Twitter that shows it off, and they have, like, hazmat suits, but they have, like, the Umbrella Corporation stuff on them and things like that. I can't play right now because it has audio, and I don't want to pay for it.
Any new gameplay or anything like that? Or
no, I think it's just an apparel event.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah, like we hunt down zombies. Like, okay, let's go,
if
kids.
You're hunting down zombies, that'd be something different. That'd be kind of fun. But just to get apparel, I don't care. I haven't played that game in months.
Yeah, me either.
None of us have.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I've shot something. So
I shot some stuff last night.
Yeah, you played Cyberpunk?
No, I played
Destiny?
Destiny, yeah. Just doing my weekly
Are you back
shit.
on Destiny?
Yeah, I've been playing it for a while now because the stuff, all of it's on Game Pass right now.
How is it?
So you can play all of it. It's just I don't know. I don't want to get into the whole thing of like what's making me mad about it is like,
So much.
yeah, like I don't know. It's weird because like it's fun to do it, but like there's stuff like they're blocking it where if like unless you're like this super, I play it 12 or 18 hours a day every day, and I have all the best stuff. There's stuff you can't do by yourself that just you get overwhelmed too easily, and then when you finally do beat it, you just get the bullshittest of bullshit because you're still low level and or like you're not getting all the drops that you need, and I'm like, God, like just overflow me with shit. Just give me like not blue shit, like give me all the purple shit I can possibly imagine. It's just dumb to me that I still fucking you don't get like you rarely drop purple stuff unless it comes out of a chest or if you like your RNGs out of your fucking pants and you get something out of a fucking gold bar, yellow bar enemy. That's not a engram of some sort. It's an actual like, purple drop. You're just like, fuck, I don't know. Very rarely. And then it's garbage because it's not a power drop, so it's not at your highest. It's like it's at your average of all your pieces, so it's always going to be like 2 or 3 points behind your max level. And I'm like, how are people at fucking max without having to play this 94 hours a week?
That's it right there. It's only the people that are playing it 1 billion hours that are able to max out.
Yeah, like there's this like I have the last step to get this exotic sword, but I can't beat it because you are just overwhelmed too much by bad guys to focus on the giant boss you have to kill, as well as all the ads that are because there's this mechanic in where like there's these 2 platforms that can't be touched by a bad guy. Their power level goes down, and if it goes down to 0, you lose. But then they start coming out from both sides, and the bot. And I was like, I don't have enough time to kill everything and kill the boss. Alone? What?
Are you playing alone?
For the most part, yeah, because it's one of those events. It's a solo or with your fire team only. It's not like a random players can join you for it. Like not a strike. It's got to be it's whoever you're with. And I'm like, a lot of my friends they play on PC, so I'm like, well, it doesn't do me any good. Not yet, at least. But yeah, it's like I can't. I tried for like an hour, and I could not beat it by myself. I'm like, I just don't have enough firepower or anything to just kill everything that gets on these 2 platforms at the same time. Pisses me off, but whatever.
It does.
Whatever. I just haven't had a lot of time to sit down and play Cyberpunk because I'm at the point in Cyberpunk where like all I have left is like story stuff for the most part, and a couple side missions that are too strong for me to do or whatever. And like those, like it says like part 1 of 6, and I don't know if that's going to be like, go knock on this door, part 1 done. Talk to so and so, part 2, 3 are done, and like some of those are like each part is like an hour.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you can stop anytime and continue on. It's not like you're stuck in this level and you have to continue, but it's like you really need to sit down at this point and like play for several hours in a row. And I just haven't had that much time lately.
Yeah, the story missions are quite long.
How many hours?
I know I played through 2 of the endings, and each ending was probably an hour and a half long from start to finish. From the moment that you literally start the mission to the moment that credits roll, it's literally almost an hour and a half long.
Yeah, and that's probably part 6 of 6.
A lot of story exposition and stuff like that. It's not even a lot of action. That's kind of the thing that sucks. There are a lot of fun action sequences in each ending that I played, but it's a lot more just like listening to people tell you things. Yeah.
How many hours did you put into it, Joe?
I think it ends up being somewhere between 60 to 70. I don't know.
Listen,
it tells you in there somewhere. And the last time I saw it, it was around 60. And I have played after that, so it has to be somewhere around 60 to 70 hours. Yeah.
I'm at 195 hours of Valhalla and not done.
Yeah. I'm not 100% done with Cyberpunk either. I did all the story side quests that you could do, like if you played the game, like the yellow ones that pop up everywhere with the exclamation marks. I still have a ton of the NCPD stuff to do. I did go back and try and play through some of that this past weekend, and some of it was, I mean, it's really quick stuff. You just mostly run to an area, you kill everybody in that area, and you're done. Then you just run to the next area and you kill everybody in that area. Every once in a while, you get a couple of things that will be like, oh, you pick something up, you listen to this shard, is what they call them. They're just like notes or something, and then it sends you on a small side quest to go grab something else or do something else. I got bored with that real quick. Yeah. I will say something interesting. I ended up because there's a spaceport right there in the bay of Night City, and I decided a couple days ago, I'm just like, I'm gonna try and get over there. I want to see how you get over there. Well, the road is blocked off, and you can't really like jump over the fences or anything. So I was like, well, fuck it. I'm gonna swim to the little island that's next to it. I almost get to the island, and a warning pops up that says, what was it? It was like, there's unfortunately there's nothing over here, ... just yet. And then it just game glitches and turns you around. So hopefully when they add some more stuff, it's going to free up that spaceport.
Yeah, I read
for things to do.
Yeah, I read some online where someone found that, and they're like, "Oh, I think this is like one of the DLCs," and I was like, "Okay."
Yeah. Whatever it is, they need to either get it together or hope for the best when it comes to these lawsuits that keep coming up against them.
Yeah, they're gonna win most of them. It doesn't really matter. It's a piece of art you're buying. You can't dictate how good it is or is not good, because otherwise we all could have sued Anthem for being fucking terrible after 12 hours of play.
Yeah, seriously.
That game had so much promise.
Yeah, it did, and then they just broke it by trying to fix it. Anyhow, I mean, there's still, by the way, there's like, I didn't know I subscribed to it, but like I do, I forget shit all the time. I subscribed to the subreddit for Anthem, and it just started populating stuff again for me, like notifications, and I was like
they're going to season 2 it or something?
Well, like people are still playing it, and then they had seasonal events in game where they had like a Christmas event and a Halloween event, and I was like, This year? You did this? Okay. All right, Anthem. I didn't know those things.
If I recall right, ended up being the best-selling game of that year.
Yeah.
2019, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's only because they deeply discounted it.
Yeah, Christmas time it got to like
after
$10.
Everybody complained about it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's real weird. I was like, all right, well, people are still playing it. I mean, I say that like, oh my god, people are still playing Division 2 and Destiny 2 because there's new content, but I just didn't know.
To me, there's a big difference between the two. The core gameplay loop of Anthem just wasn't there. Like, even the loot system was just like, I got a better of the same gun. Ooh, like there was literally only like 5 guns in that game, and that's all you just did is you just tried to get a better of the same gun that you got. At least in the Division or even Destiny, there's hundreds of different guns.
Slew of them.
Well, not so much anymore on Destiny 2.
Yes, but still a lot more than Anthem ever felt like.
Yeah, oh, for sure. Yeah, because then when you get an Anthem, it's the same exact looking gun, same color, same everything, but like it has a larger magazine or it has a higher crit percentage. And I was like, this is way too much. And you just get so much of the same garbage without getting anything that is different. You know what I mean? Like, even if enough. But the other thing, too, is that I was going to say is that's one of the games that suffered from, like, persistently giving you stuff for a different class. Mm-hmm. Like, if I'm playing as a ranger, why are you giving me stuff for, you know, a fucking Titan?
Or whatever it was.
Or, a Colossus. And I was like,
Colossus, it was, yeah.
You have this system in here that's going to give me a fucking gun that I can use, and then you're going to give me a piece of tech that goes for something that's completely different. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, how am I supposed to improve what I'm playing if you don't give me that stuff? Then you're forcing me to play something else that clearly I didn't want to play because I'm playing this.
Right.
But like Destiny did that. Like when Destiny 2 first came out, they drop you a Titan helmet. You're like, I'm a warlock. This thing weighs more than my upper body.
Right.
What's wrong with you people? Like, I can't use this. Or like, you get a cloak. Like, I can't even tell me how many fucking hunters cloaks I got. And I was like, bruh, like I don't even have a hunter on my account.
Right.
So why? Why are you giving me this? What use is this for me? It just sits in it takes up a spot in my inventory I can't use. I'm like, what the hell's wrong with you? Give it to your other character.
Or give it to somebody or drop it for somebody, yeah.
Yeah, I can't even give it to like Joe, who was a hunter.
Yeah.
I have to like throw it in my vault and hope I start a hunter character, then get to that level, get that thing. I was like, this is dumb. Why don't you at least I mean obviously they fixed that now, but it's like that was so stupid. I remember getting so mad, like doing this high level thing and getting a reward and it's something I can't use.
Yep.
And I was like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Like, what is wrong with you? Not like Borderlands where they just give you so much stuff you can't even carry it all.
Right.
You just start not picking up stuff because you're like, well, it's not even worth money at this point.
That's what I started doing in Cyberpunk. I was just like, I'd kill a bunch of people, and I'm like, I don't need any of this.
Yeah, unless that shows up a different color on my map, I ain't picking shit up.
Not even for parts. Like, it's so annoying to have to break stuff down for parts. I'm like, I'm not even going to do that. I'd rather just go glitch the game and get parts the easy way.
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. It was weird. Didn't Xbox just announce stuff for Control? Joe, that crazy Powers game is out on.
Yeah, it's been on
Game Pass right now.
Game Pass Ultimate for a couple months now. I had it downloaded.
Me too.
I thought about playing it yesterday, but I didn't.
But I was gonna say is that one, but Outer Wilds is on there. That space game I told you about, where like this primitive race, you keep trying to build rockets to go somewhere else. That one's on there too. That one's actually really fun.
Yeah, that one's been on there for a while as well. Yeah. But I don't know. It doesn't seem like a game that I really want to get into.
Oh, it's definitely a lot.
Especially every time that somebody says Outer Wilds, I keep confusing it with Outer Worlds, and I just did not care for that game at all.
No.
Even though I finished it.
Yeah, no, it's not that way. It's more like that Kerbals. Remember that Kerbals game? Mm-hmm. It's a lot like that, but like with like different aliens. Yeah. You know what I mean? And then you keep trying to get to different different planets, and then from there you have to build a rocket up again, and blah blah blah. It's interesting, pretty fun game. I got that for free a couple years ago from E3, and I was like, oh, this is fun. I think that's really it. Anything else? Anybody? Yeah. Did we all watch WandaVision? Yes, no?
No, I haven't had the desire to watch it yet.
One episode. I think I'm going to wait till the end of the season.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Have you watched it all?
I watched the first two. The only two that
were out.
The first two,
because that's all it's out right now.
That's all it's out. Yeah, I watched one. I was like, maybe I'll wait till the end, and I think I'm convinced that I'll wait till they all drop, all 6.
Yeah, I think, and I was telling this to Paige, I was like, I think they're lulling us into a weird sense early enough. Like, we think this is what it is, but I think it's going to change drastically pretty soon. And the reason I say that is because a lot of stuff we've seen in the trailers has already happened in the first 2 episodes. So I'm like, there's a lot more
to come. Yeah.
To come. That's not what they're showing us, because I don't think it's like the rest of the show. I think they're, and Taj knows at the end of the first episode, you get something like a tease for something. And I'll say this: in episode 2, that happens 3 times.
Okay.
So like, it's quickly changing, and if you're paying attention to things, and it has, and Joe will like this too, because I mean, I don't have a system nearly as elaborate as Joe's setup, but the audio design of it is just a lot of weird audio clues in it that if you don't have a really good sound system, you may miss. It's very bizarre.
Interesting.
Yeah, but yeah, it's an interesting show, and it's different than everything else they've done, but I think there's more to it than they're actually.
I'm certainly not turned off by it. I just know me well enough to know that I am going to get frustrated with the wait.
Yeah, for sure. Like, you know how Mandalorian has, like, every episode's this, like, little story that has a lot of action and stuff, whatever?
Yeah.
This isn't playing that short game. This is playing the long game. Every episode does not have an ending to it.
Just feeds into the long game.
Yeah, it's feeding into something bigger. Much like they did with the Shield. Remember how they did with Shield, where they started doing like story arcs versus like the individual Monster of the Week type episodes. It's like that, where like every episode is all about one plot versus like a bunch of little plots that eventually feed into something bigger. It's like, this is just a 8 episode long. I think it's 8 episode long movie. So it's interesting. It's I don't know. It's weird because there's a lot to it that hopefully they explain it, because they're introducing stuff that nobody in the MCU has heard of yet, like Sword. So like, that's weird. But there's these little things like the Hydra symbol shows up at one point, and I have a theory about it, but I don't want to say anything because it's going to ruin it for you guys. But we'll save it for another day.
The only question I have for it is, does it follow the comic book? Because I know WandaVision, the comic, has been going on for a while, and I wonder how if it follows it, and how closely it follows it, if it does.
No, it has elements to the Vision comic that Tom King wrote a couple years ago.
Or was it called The Vision?
It's called Vision, yeah, just Vision. Yeah.
Just Vision.
I mean, there has been WandaVision books, but that was more about them being superheroes together. Vision is...
Because I remember some of the comic book covers. I never read it. I just remember some of the comic book covers look very much like what this show would be.
Yes, in a way they're taking some likeness to that, but also not at all. So the comic book that Joe's talking about by Tom King, is a different take on a superhero book, because it's not about him being a superhero. It's about his time at home with his family that he created. So his 2 kids and his wife. Oddly enough, in the suburbs outside of DC, if I'm not mistaken, which is funny because that's where Tom King lives. In West Virginia. So like, unlike this, where, again, I don't want to say anything to spoil it for you guys. I don't care about anybody on the internet. They can fuck off. But I want you guys to watch it to understand. But the comic book Vision is kind of like a family sitcom that just happens to take place with a superhero does his own thing. You know what I mean? They have their own family like issues and dynamics and what happens at home versus like, you know, this week or this issue, Vision's and his family are fighting so-and-so or whatever. That has nothing to do with it. It's him trying to fit in and be normal in a world that he doesn't technically belong in. To have the normal American dream of a kid, you know, a wife and 2.5 kids or whatever it is.
Okay.
So, I mean, great book if you read. I think actually, Joe, it might be on Comixology if you want to check it out.
I believe it is. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you still pay for that,
I do.
But yeah, no, I mean that's really it.
Keep forgetting I have.
Yeah. You should check, man. They got a lot of cool shit on there.
Oh, I know. I drop in every once in a while when I remember, and then I just run through a shit ton of stuff like I did with Hellboy a couple months ago.
Yeah. Yeah, Marvel has a lot of the newer stuff in the last few years or so. Like, and the first 2 story arcs of the Ryan Stegman, Nick Spencer Spider-Man series is on there, so that's pretty cool. But yeah, I think that's it. Unless anybody else has got something.
Nope.
Oh, I sent you that, and it's the last thing because really everything else doesn't matter. But the that little blurb about there being the Batman series sequel, Batman animated series.
Oh yeah, the one on HBO Max.
The anime series. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think it could be?
I don't know. I think. I mean, I haven't seen anything about Bruce Timm doing anything, and he. I mean, not that I think he has to be involved with it, but it'd be nice if he was involved in it because he was such a, not just art wise, but driving force of him and Paul Dini. But I need to relook at that and see if there's anything more about it since then because that was a couple days ago, right? You said that.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I think it'd be pretty interesting. But I think I just hope that the live action GCPD show goes through on HBO Max to tie in the bigger world of the Batman, and focus more on the police department within Gotham and how fucking terrible of a job it must be to fucking deal with these psychopaths every week or every day, really. But yeah, it's
like if you
interesting.
had to equate that to something, like that's literally worse than real New York.
Yeah, oh yeah, for sure.
Like that is just the absolute worst place on earth to live.
Yeah. Oh, Joe, did you read Ready Player 2?
I am 70% through it right now. Something like that.
I started the new David Wong book.
I saw that. Yeah.
Zoe punches the future in the dick.
Mm-hmm.
Arguably, it's one of the strangest things he's done, which is hard to say because like the John dies at the end series. Stuff. It's pretty fucking strange, and even the first Zoe book was pretty nuts. But I don't know. It's funny because like playing so much Cyberpunk and then reading this, it's all about cybernetics and stuff. And I was like, it's like the shitty people who get cybernetics. Anyhow, nice. That's it. I think we didn't even do the intro, so this is the intro and outro. Comes naturally. We are
Joe.
I am Cody, and today we're joined by
Taj.
That's it. You fuckers just came naturally. That's all I got.
Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.